If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe. Welcome to the 6th official Spidey Cast episode. It's been a month, and I apologize for that. Okay, give me a second while I get my cat to stop being I love him, but he's being a bother right now. Okay, now that my cat's been taken care of, because he was being a bother, I love him a lot, but I don't want him climbing on my dad's computer or my brother's 3D printer. He's being a goof. But regardless of his antics, my beloved Watson, I basically, for a whole month, I've been studying for certificate tests, for IT work, boring stuff. I'm sure you don't really care. And I'm not in the mood to talk about it since I'm going to be back at it in a little bit. And like next week, I'm going to be back at studying. I've been studying a lot. That's what I'm saying. I've been studying a lot. And I don't necessarily want to talk about it because it's been boring and miserable. But yeah. CompTIA A+ sucks to study for. That's what I'm studying, if you're curious. And that's all we're going to say about it. Number 2, I've been thinking about a concept for a game. And I actually mean it this time. A 3D adventure game. You know, point-and-click adventure game, sort of narrative-driven thing. A lot of cutscenes. Because I love... I knocked my freaking USB 3.0 thing over. You could tell this is really organized today. I'm very organized today. My hair's a mess. But a very narrative-driven game. I think that'd be really fun. Maybe some mini games in between to keep things interesting. I don't know about dialogue choices. I want there to be some kind of replayability for this, but I don't know about dialogue choices. Maybe if there is some, it'd be at most 2 choices, like 2 paths, because anything but that is a little crazy, especially since I still haven't even released a video game yet. So, but today I want to talk about Traveler's Tales. Yes, you heard me right. The guys that created the Lego Star Wars games and all the other Lego games, Harry Potter, Marvel, Batman, all that stuff. These guys held the key to my childhood. They made the Lego games. They made Lego Star Wars. They made Lego Marvel superheroes. They made Lego Batman, Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Harry Potter. All of these are childhood games, minus Lego superheroes. I didn't play Marvel superheroes. I didn't play that one as a kid. I played that much later in life. But Lego Star Wars 1 is probably my favorite, the original. I had it on PS2. I loved it. It adapted the prequels perfectly in a fun way. It had it had gags in it. It had humor, but it wasn't so over the top. Like, it wasn't so crazy. It wasn't like peppered with cringy humor. Like, it was just kind of, it had a little bit of humor, Lego Star Wars 1 did, but it wasn't like consumed by it. Like, Lego Star Wars 2 dialed up the humor way too much. I have fond memories of it. I like the original trilogy. I enjoy the recreations they had. They had some solid levels. Both of these games have amazing levels. I'm probably a bit more appreciative of the first one because it's not just nostalgia. Like, I think the prequel levels were just better designed than the original trilogy levels, personally. I think the bosses are funner. Darth Maul, Count Dooku, General Grievous. Count Dooku round 2 is a bit short, but it's still really fun. The ending duel between you and Anakin. Like there's iconic bosses, Jango Fett on Camino, Jango Fett in the Geonosis Arena. The point is iconic. 2, it's fun. Like 3, being able to face your friend in a duel is like an Obi-Wan. Being able to play the Obi-Wan versus Anakin duel, fighting your friend who's playing as Anakin or Obi-Wan, depending on who you're playing as. Team Obi-Wan for life. But it's really fun. Every single level is well designed. The Theed Palace is fun. I love negotiations. The first level, it's got a cool atmosphere. The music's a bit eerie, mysterious. You know, they take the music directly from the movie, so you know they're going to be good. John Williams is really good at scoring this stuff. Theed levels are a blast. I love going through the palace and seeing all the crazy decorations and fighting the guys on the walkways and bridges and making my way to Amidala's ship in the hangar and escaping. The pod race is fun. I could go on forever about Lego Star Wars 1. And we may do an actual video about it. I think that's fair. Lego Star Wars 2, I'm not going to go into as much. That's about all you're getting because that's not what this is about. Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga, though. I was doing my count. What am I doing? I was doing my count here. I like that one a lot, but there are differences between it and the originals that make it less interesting to me. I feel like Yoda not having his floaty chair is lame, and I want to cover the differences and actually play both at some point on this show, but that's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what the future is for Lego as a whole, like for Lego Star Wars specifically, because I care about it the most. Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga wasn't perfect. It was cool to see recreations of the dialogue with the Clone Wars cast. Like, it was kind of cool to see what is essentially a Clone Wars version of episode 1, 2, and 3. But it has cringy humor. Like, the humor in Skywalker Saga is terrible. It's so bad. None of it's funny. It's all cringy, lame, lowbrow garbage. I think it's... The prequel levels are fun. It's fun to see more movie-accurate stuff. That's cool. It's just... the open world takes away so much of what made Lego Star Wars so cool. And it's the linear levels. That's what makes Lego Star Wars what it is. It's not this crazy open world that is basically empty, essentially. Empty hub worlds that you can fly around to in empty open spaces that have nothing around them. Like, flying to planets is cool. That'd be a cool segment in a linear level. Like, I could see that working. I just don't think that the concept works in an open world. Like I don't care. Lego Star Wars was not the franchise to go open world with for Star Wars. Like, it wasn't the move. It wasn't the move in my opinion, because like I said, linear levels are fun. I like the cutscenes. I like having voice-acted dialogue. Sue me, Lego fans. I think it's fun. I'd be okay if it just keep the dialogue one-to-one with the movies, and I'd be totally okay with it. It's cool that the Clone Wars cast is there, but they have to make silly jokes to, like, appease the Lego corporate overlords who are like, you have to be funny. Kids won't like it if it's not funny. It's like, no, the original Lego Star Wars wasn't that funny all the time. Yeah, there were comedic moments, but it wasn't about that. It feels like they took the Lego Star Wars 2 route, where everything's a joke. Literally everything is a joke. You can't take anything seriously. And I'm not going to lie to you, it gets old. I very much preferred when it was just, yeah, there were some little bits of humor, like little bits and pieces, but it was relatively an accurate, if not voice acted, non-voice acted summation of the movies. You could get a gist of what's happening in Lego Star Wars 1. In 2, it's kind of like, now it's just slapstick garbage. Like, it's funny. So I understand you're probably thinking, it's a Lego game, you're not supposed to take it seriously. It's not about taking it seriously, okay? I just think it would be fun if it just mimicked the tone of the movies. And Skywalker Saga took the latter approach. I don't want slapstick. If you want to do that, go make another Lego Star Wars game. Obviously, it's a bunch of Lego people, and you're not going to be able to take it fully seriously. But I guess what I'm saying is that I want a remake of the complete saga. I do. I know some of you are thinking, you're crazy, what the heck, why? Why would you want them to ruin the complete saga? They already ruined the Skywalker Saga. But here's the thing. I think they could do a good job. I think TT Games could do a good job. Like Skywalker Saga, for how offensive it wasn't the worst thing I've ever played. And there were some ideas I enjoyed. I liked the expanded lightsaber combat. I liked the ship levels better. Like they made the ship levels objectively better for the most part. The blaster characters are always pretty boring. Like there are some that are cool, but it's just, I don't know. I'd keep them in there because that adds variety. But I think the OG is still better. But the Skywalker Saga is fun. It just needed more gameplay in the linear levels, and I think it could have been just as good. But for this remake, we're going to take everything the Skywalker Saga did and kind of throw it out the window. Because I'd be okay if the Skywalker Saga had more content with the levels, like it had more levels. If it had more well-constructed, well-thought-out levels like the original with the puzzles and the endless enemy gauntlets and the different mechanics with force powers and blaster grappling hooks and droid characters that can open doors, that's cool. All that stuff works together to make a really cool level, and I think they should have done that for the Skywalker Saga. I would have loved to have seen it. The seeds were there for a good game. The combat's pretty fun. Is it a 10 out of 10? No, but it's fun. It was fun combat. The OGs is still better, but I would have loved to have seen the Skywalker Saga actually be given the love and care that the complete saga had. And I think it's still a decent game, minus the sequels being in it. Seriously, during that time, even the sequel fans were realizing how bad the sequels were for the most part. People were finally waking up. That was during the era after The Rise of Skywalker, when people were just like, this is bad. Most people think the sequels are bad. If you think they're good, that's fine. If you're a fan of it, that's fine. I don't know if you should be watching this video because I'm going to get into them a little bit in terms of saying don't add them to the next game. But I think remaking Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga from the ground up is the right decision. And the first thing I would do is not do the sequels. The sequels can go take a hike. Let's forget those exist. Nobody cares about the characters in the sequels. I certainly don't. Leave that out of it. Just do the prequels and the OT. The original trilogy. That's all I want. So first off, get rid of the sequels. Nobody cares. Second off, make the levels aesthetically match actual Legos. Have every piece of geometry look like a Lego brick. That to me, that's what the Lego game should have been from the beginning. They shouldn't have been attempting photorealism in the geometry, which they weren't. It wasn't photorealism, but the geometry was more realistic. Like the level aesthetic was more realistic than a Lego needed to be. So second part is make everything out of Lego blocks. I mean, Minecraft exists. You can do that. Developers, like, you don't have to make things look fancy, newer. Now Skywalker Saga looks way too realistic. The environment, it's cool as like an afterthought. It's cool for what it is, but I want everything to be made out of Lego. I'm just being honest. The ships, the world, maybe the sky, maybe not the sky, but you get what I'm saying. I want a Lego aesthetic. I want everything to be made out of Legos for the most part. Third thing, puzzle elements and all that jazz. Like keep the puzzle stuff and keep the similar gameplay to the complete saga, where you're solving puzzles and using force powers. But this is what I want. So retain some of the gameplay from that. Take inspiration from that. Fourth, more force powers. Like, I want Sith to have Force Drain, Force Rage, Force Lightning, Force Choke, all that stuff. Those are all powers in Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy. Play those games if you haven't. For Jedi, I want Force Heal. I want some kind of defensive move. Obviously Force Push and Pull. I want speed. I want grip. Like, not choke. I do want Force Choke for Sith, but grip was in Force Unleashed, where you could pick objects up and put them down. It is in Skywalker Saga, but it's kind of limited in its usage. I just feel like we need more force powers, and they don't all have to be puzzle solving. Like, they don't all have to be used with puzzles. That would be a little crazy for every single force power to be used for puzzles. I would let a lot of them be used for offensive stuff. Fifth, I'd say just a more difficult. Like, I want the combat to be more difficult. I'm not asking for it to be like complex, but I want things to be challenging. I don't want adaptive difficulty. I want a difficulty selector. You got easy, medium, hard. And enemies are tougher and faster, and they dodge more, or they shoot more, or they do more damage, or they place more on the map. Do whatever you can to make it more difficult. Sixth thing, I would say make it so Jedi characters can walk and block at the same time, because that kills you a lot in the original when you can't walk and block blaster bolts at the same time. I think that would be cool. I would add lightsaber styles like Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast, where you have strong style, medium style, and fast style. Basically, fast is more suited towards, it's quicker, obviously, as the name implies. Medium is more like defensive, kind of, so you're blocking more blaster bolts, but it's a bit slower. Strong is purely offensive. It's purely offensive. It does the most damage. It's a lot slower. Fast is more for, hitting enemies quick, like taking out groups of enemies. Medium is the more balanced style that can do a little bit of both. And strong is just for 1v1s, or if you really want to do damage to an enemy. I think that would be more interesting. Like, give us some variety. Add saber locks. That's 7. Add saber locks, please. I think they're really cool. They're really cinematic. And make it fun to use. Like, make the combat fun. I love the simplicity of the original Lego Star Wars, and it kind of goes against my previous point 3 or 4, where I was like, oh, just retain the gameplay. I still want to retain most of the gameplay from the complete saga, but I want to expand the combat. Like, combat needs some more depth, and the Skywalker Saga tried. But the problem is they focus so heavily on the open world that the new combat additions didn't really matter, because all you're really doing is just walking from a waypoint to a waypoint, and you have very few linear levels. So yeah, axe that open world. Seriously, bring back the hubs, like I said in the first point. Point 8, boss fights that are more complex to go with the combat. Obviously, you got saber locks. Make it so we have to dodge. We have to dodge attacks. We have to block attacks. We have to parry. I think that's fun. And I'm not saying do Fallen Order combat. I think Fallen Order... Why am I... I think Fallen Order combat was kind of boring, in my opinion. I like the idea of parrying attacks, but I'd like to just make it more like Jedi Academy and Jedi Outcast combat-wise. Or you could do Force Unleashed. Any of those two systems I'd be totally cool with. I think they're both valid and interesting, and they work well. But do one of those. Do the system in one of those. I don't know about going so over the top like Force Unleashed, but maybe as you get more powerful, as you get more force powers or unlock more characters, you get more over the top things. Number 9, add a level editor. Seriously, Traveler's Tales, like a full-fledged, built into the game level editor. Don't make it a live service where we have to be online to use it. Let us just use it whenever we want. Don't just be the second the online, the second the servers are gone, get it out of here. No. This game should be completely playable without the internet. I'm just being honest. And the level editor. The level editor should be too. Because I'm sick of live service games. But the level editor would have cutscene tools. So I'm not asking for complex cutscenes. Basically, all I'd want is for any animations. You give us a basic animation set from the base game's cutscenes, and people will go and basically make crazy things with it. So base animations, that includes attacks, walking, jumping, dying, cutscene animations, obviously. So if there's dialogue or something, you could take those animations and repurpose them and use them in whatever way you want. And then just a simple camera system where you can just place it down and place it down and place it down. Maybe a little built-in theater editor thing that you could use to put sound effects and music and combine the animations together to make a really cool cutscene. I'm not asking for that crazy a thing. I'm not asking for... obviously, all of it's going to be in-game. It's not going to be pre-rendered. It's not going to have any crazy stuff. I just want it to be fun. I just want it to be... I just want it to be... Not fun. What am I saying? My brain farted there. I just want it to be interesting. I want it to be detailed. Not so crazy. I don't want it to be so crazy that the entire game is basically terrible, but the levels that players create, that happens sometimes when you make a game that has a level editor in it. Devs can get lazy and not really care. Halo devs did not care about getting content out for Halo Infinite. Map-wise, yes, they made good maps, but it was bare bones. They basically let the community do everything. I'm not saying do that. But, okay, so next thing for the level editor. Next point. I want every object. Obviously, every object has to be accessible. That includes puzzle stuff. That includes enemies and bosses. You should be able to make your own bosses with their own attack patterns. I'm not saying fully programmable AI. That's a little crazy, but just kind of, just let us customize the aggressiveness, what powers they have, what not like what style they use, what saber style they use, what blaster they use, if they take cover or not. And that's really all you need. You don't need that much. You like people can make some pretty cool bosses with that. Obviously, I'd want creatures like rancors and wampas and womp rats and all that stuff. What else would I want? What else would I want for the Lego Star Wars level editor? Obviously, spawnable NPCs, like regular NPCs, maybe like background NPCs and stuff like that. That's number 3. 4, custom characters, and player chosen characters. So basically, anytime you make a level, you can force players to play whatever character you want them to be, kind of like how the regular games do it for story-based missions. But that's what I want. Like I want to be able to force a player. If I want someone playing as Obi-Wan and Anakin in a level, I'll just make them play it. Like, don't let them be able to choose whatever character they want to play it on. Unless you're doing free play, then whatever. Whatever. You can have free play and stuff like that if you really want to. But I want to be able to choose the characters that I want the player to play as, so the story makes sense. Because if you can just choose any character you want, then the story makes no sense. Like, you'd have some random character doing Obi-Wan's lines instead of Obi-Wan, and I don't want that. I want there to be some continuity, some thought in this. Like, I want there to be some... I don't want it just to be like, oh, you can just do free play right off the bat when you play this level. I don't even know if I'd want free play for custom levels. Probably not. Custom characters, obviously, you could assign whatever force power you wanted, whatever stance you wanted, blaster, whatever, and then you can make them and use them in the hub worlds, but also in the level editor. So if you wanted to make a custom character like Star Killer, if he wasn't in the game or whatever, you can put that guy in your level and make players play as him. Basically, the map would download with all the custom characters. It would download the custom character to your file so you could play as him. Like to your game so you could play as him from the map file. So that's all I'd really want for that. 5, what am I... I'm hoarse. My voice is hoarse. I should have brought some water. I think my cup's empty. But 5th, just let people use for the geometry stuff, that's where it gets tricky. I would do a Minecraft thing where you can just take blocks. I don't know if I'd make them place one by one. Like, you could kind of edit the blocks, change their color, change their material to like metallic or non-metallic or whatever, or sandy textures. You have a bunch of textures you could use on each block, whether it's glass, sand, or whatever. It's like a Minecraft thing. It would have the customization of Minecraft in terms of the world, so you could pick the blocks you want. Obviously, there'd be... I would add a very basic scripting system, kind of like Halo Infinite's. So you could script objects, like you could script you could script objectives, like, oh, kill this number of enemies in this area, solve this puzzle here, these few puzzles in this sequence here, use this force power here for this puzzle. Like, oh, if you got to run fast, well, these doors are closing with force speed, or jump really high with force jump to get across these ledges, like platform across ledges. Platform across ledges and stuff. All that. Use force lightning to power up an electrical cable to start up a generator or something like that, or a hyperspace driver. All that stuff. Or light speed, I mean. Yeah, it's light speed, not hyperspace. But all that stuff. That's what I want. So scripting. What other things you could script? Maybe some NPC dialogue. Like you could have when you walk up to a random NPC, maybe he could say a line or something. Custom voice lines would be number 7. I don't want players to be using voice clips from the actual game. I think it would be cool. Obviously, you're going to need some moderation because people are degens and weird, so they're going to either swear a ton or we're going to cut that bit out. I just have to live with the flash being on. I wonder if the lights are too dim. I don't care. Who cares? We're rolling with it. My USB's on the floor now, annoyingly. But also I peeked there. Anywho, scripting, obviously, you need that in some way. Like, maybe you could script where characters walk for cutscenes. There's a like you could script where characters could walk, what they could do. Maybe you'd have like enemies patrolling around. You can make patrol routes, waypoints for cutscenes where characters could walk, or even in the regular world where they could walk. Stuff like that. So you could put like a bunch of NPCs in a cantina with a bunch of chairs so you could walk them around. You could just walk them around and make it look like the world's lively. That's what I do for the level editor because, dude, you're saying... Traveler's Tales is basically saying, hey, we're going to give you a Lego game but give you no creativity. Like, I guarantee you the Skywalker Saga would have lasted way longer and actually survived if it was just... if it had a level editor. Seriously. It needed a level editor. Without it, it just kind of feels... It feels lazy in a way. Like you give us this crazy open world, which games need to stop doing that. Seriously, stop giving me open worlds that are so empty and barren. Like, if you're not going to populate the open world, don't give me an open world. The Flash is gone. I'm not being blinded anymore. Okay. What I'm saying is stop giving me empty open worlds games. Like, seriously. If you're going to give me an open world, fill it up and don't... If the game's based on linear levels, keep it linear. That's all I'm saying. Don't give me an open world. Like, that's lame and generic. It's been done 1,000 times now. It used to be interesting and cool back in the days of like Spider-Man 2 and 3. But yes, the level editor, it's like Traveler's Tales. You encourage creativity. You're saying, dude, Legos, which you can build anything out of, and you don't give people a level editor like you experimented in Lego Indiana Jones 2 and Harry Potter. And they're cool, but it's like they're so limited. Come on, guys. You can do better than that. Give us tools to make whatever we want, dude. I would love to play a recreation of the Order 66 mission from Episode 3, the game. I would love to play... people could essentially make Lego KOTOR. People could make recreations of the movies, like scenes in the movies from the audio dramas, because those were really obscure and really cool. You could make Dark Empire. You could adapt Dark Empire. You could make your own story. You could adapt Jedi Outcast in Lego form. You could adapt KOTOR in Lego form. You could do Force Unleashed. Like, there's so much potential. But, like, Traveler's Tales, the reason why you guys are going bankrupt, I believe they are, is because you're not giving players the keys to the kingdom. Lego is about creativity. That's what made it fun as a kid. It wasn't just fun to play with Legos when... Like, it's not just fun to play Legos with the sets. Like, you have to have a whole box of Legos to really enjoy it, because you can build anything. Literally anything. You can build whole cities. Allow us to build full levels. If they got to have those little transitions, you know, like the Star Wars wipe transitions that are in almost every one of those movies, so be it. I don't care if it's seamless. I just want to make a Lego Star Wars level without having to mod it. I want a level editor that's made by Traveler's Tales. Because as much as I love modding, company-built level editors, like proprietary level editors, are just better than mod tools. They objectively are. There's a lot of thought put into them, and they don't crash. You don't have to look up error codes and all that crazy stuff. It's just what it is. Obviously, like I said, moderation. There's weirdos out there. But it would be awesome to play custom LEGO Star Wars levels made by the community. It would be the best thing ever. You would sell, probably, in my opinion, you would sell probably in the hundreds of millions of copies just by advertising that feature alone. Plus, having remakes, and then for the levels, if you want to do a ground-up thing, go ahead. Go ahead. You know what? Disregard the thing that I said about the complete saga. If you want to do a ground up in terms of levels, if you want to do a from the ground up total reimagining of these levels, go ahead. That would be fun. But obviously you'd keep it in the style of traditional Lego levels. Maybe they'd be bigger. Maybe they'd be longer. Maybe they'd have more segments to them. Maybe there'd be more dialogue and cutscenes. I want that. I want accuracy to the movies. Take what the Skywalker Saga did. Take out the crappy humor and just let the scenes be like they're from the movies, just in Lego form. People would be over the moon with that. Not everybody wants to see cringy Lego humor. I've seen live streams where people comment that they're tired of seeing the humor. And I agree with them. I think Lego Star Wars was at its best with the prequel games, with Lego Star Wars 1. Stick with that formula. Stick with that format. Go away from the frickin' cringy humor. Like, get rid of it. Get rid of it. Nobody needs that. Let players be creative and make their own levels. Obviously, you take the puzzles and the intricate level design of the complete saga. Keep that stuff. Keep the gameplay elements of the complete saga. Just expand and build upon those and make them more interesting. Like, add more puzzles, more segments to levels, different puzzles with different force powers, more intense boss fights where you actually have to think about what you're doing instead of spamming the Jedi Slam move over and over again like every kid does, or spamming the X button. Like, add more depth to it. And if people want to play in easy mode, they got an easy mode. If you want game journalist mode, do that. As long as it makes it sell copies, I don't care. Get this done. TT Games wouldn't be struggling. Traveler's Tales wouldn't be struggling if they just listened to what people wanted. Seriously, listen to the fan base. Don't put no sequels in there. Just put the prequels and the OT. Like I said, put those in there. Nobody's going to care. Just make it fun. Make it fresh. We need some new gameplay. Make everything out of Legos. You could sell hotcakes with this. Honestly, you could. It would sell like hotcakes. It just would. It's objective that it would. Like there's nothing about it that wouldn't sell. Customization is what made Minecraft one of the most popular games of all time. I'm not talking mods. I'm talking you don't need mods to enjoy this game. Now, part of me wonders if, so this is something I got to take this out because this is going to distract me like crazy. This camera battery. If the camera cuts out, so be it. Whatever. I don't like having a viewfinder flashing in my face. It's a little distracting when I'm the only one doing the podcast. So if the camera goes out, whatever. The camera went out. But what I'm telling you is that we need Lego Star Wars. Like, Traveler's Tales is sitting on a gold mine of an idea. And then subsequent Lego games could have just as detailed a level editor and could be really fun. Like, all of these need level editors. You can have DLC made by the devs that go over stories from Star Wars Legends or stories from Clone Wars 2003. Like, just make one Lego Star Wars game That's a hub for all the cool Star Wars stuff. Don't release a Lego Star Wars 2 or 3. Just make a Lego Star Wars game with DLC that has story missions that are personally handcrafted by the very same team that made the complete saga, with similar gameplay elements that are more complex, like bigger levels. That's it. That's all you have to do. I wouldn't even care if most of the puzzles were the same in terms of like droids opening panels, like moving bridges over with the Force. Just add a couple, like add extra puzzles, but also keep the old ones too, because they're still fun. That's all we want. Or at least that's all I want. I want TT Games to realize that it's Lego. Lego's about creativity. It is. It's not about like, oh, this is how the game is supposed to be played. I don't want to see player-created levels. They're not as high quality as dev-created levels. I don't agree with that. I've played mods that are really good. Really good. Birth of a Mercenary. There's one called Birth of a Mercenary from Dark Forces or Mysteries of the Sith. It's in Mysteries of the Sith, which is a sequel to Dark Forces 2. It's like an in-between Outcast and Dark Forces 2 from the Jedi Knight series. Birth of a Mercenary was made by a fan, and it fits perfectly into Star Wars canon. Like, it fits perfectly into Kyle Katarn's story. It expands it. We see his backstory, how he became disillusioned with the Empire, who he was fighting, like the corrupt Imperial general he was fighting. He goes back to the Imperial Academy and, stops Rom Mach, that's his name. He meets up with Han Solo in a swamp, and they try to make their way back to the Millennium Falcon. It's just, like, it's really cool stuff. Really interesting story. And I feel like fan stuff needs more credit. I think that Lego Star Wars is the perfect testing bed. And if this does well, maybe in regular Star Wars games, you could add a little bit of this stuff, like player-created stuff. You could take this mentality. I think that what they need to do is get LucasArts Games back together, whatever staff is remaining, whoever's alive. I'm not saying they're all old, but some of them probably are. Get them all together to make more games. Force Unleashed, KOTOR, all that stuff. But that's another video. This is about Traveler's Tales. This is about Lego as a whole. And then, like Lego Star Wars needs to be, like I said, movie accurate. I want movie accuracy. I know I'm repeating myself, but I want movie accuracy. I'm tired of haha funny lol random XD. Like, it doesn't work, in my opinion, for these games. It makes them confusing. There's a charm to it, I get it, but just make a spin-off that's like that. For the purists, you make a spin-off that's just like the complete saga, with the humor and stuff, and you can do that. That's fine. It'd be cool. They could put the DS levels from, think about it. Fans could remake the DS levels from Lego Star Wars 2 DS, Lego Star Wars Complete Saga DS, and put them like custom level versions of them with cutscenes and dialogue. Like, it'd be so cool. It'd be so cool to see that. I would love to see that, personally. I think it'd be really interesting. And because I've always thought in my head, why, like, there are so many, like, Lego Star Wars as a whole is so cool. Especially, like, the fact that it was made during the era when there were different versions of games. You had the DS version of Lego Star Wars 2 and Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. You had PSP versions. And a lot of times the levels were completely different, and that was cool. But I want to see those levels in these new games. And then if you want mods, you can have mods. Like, people can model swap and add whatever they want. Obviously, there'd be moderation, like I said. But, if we wanted to port PS1 style models from the DS titles, we could. Like, give us the ability to do that. Or you could even, this is what you could do. You could release those DS assets onto this Lego Star Wars thing for players to use, because the PS1 art style looks cool, man. It looks awesome. The skyboxes look cool. The environments look cool. Like, it has this retro, gritty look to it. And it does like wonders for these games. But it's like, you guys wouldn't be failing. That's the thing with the Skywalker Saga. That's the tragedy of it. It could have been the best Lego Star Wars game. It could have been better than the complete saga. It could have been. But the problem is, they put the sequels in. I'm going to keep saying that. I'm sorry, sequel fans. Nobody cares. They didn't add a level editor. They stripped down the levels for a crappy open world. They added slapstick humor that didn't work. I know I'm repeating myself, but that's how bad it was. Like, they took the opposite approach. You have next-gen hardware, next-gen assets. You ripped assets from Battlefront 2 and stuck them in the Skywalker Saga. I heard that was a fact. They literally took the maps from Battlefront 2 from 2017, EA's Battlefront 2, and threw them into the Skywalker Saga. And that wasn't the move. Just make original levels, guys. I don't want hub worlds. Get rid of the hub world. I mean, I don't want open world. Get that out. Maybe you could add hub worlds for each episode, different hub worlds. So episode 1 has the Jedi Council. Episode 2 has Dexter's Diner. Episode 3 has a Republic dreadnought to symbolize the war of the war times of that. There are so many things you could do. And I guess what I'm saying is like, come on, guys. You're a team of like experienced, talented developers. You're really talented. You're good at what you're doing. You know what you're doing. They've made these games for years, but we need to move beyond the base concept of just playing levels and then being done with the game, or 100%ing and getting all the characters and extras. We need to go beyond that. Give the community the keys to the kingdom. Let them make Lego Star Wars levels with cutscenes, with narrative structure, with scripting. Do that. You don't have to go crazy. Lego Star Wars levels don't have to be insane. They can be simple and be fun. The saga, obviously I want more force powers and a bit more puzzles. But the formula's there. Just take the complete saga. Add more to it. The base that you had with that. Go back. Play that game, developers. Understand why it was good. And add that creativity. Because we're tired of playing... I'm tired of playing Lego games where I can't make stuff, because Legos are about building. That's what they're about. They're about creativity. And I love the linear levels that are curated for us by these devs that, work their butts off and, put their blood, sweat, and tears into it, but I want to do it myself. I don't want to have to go through a mod tool that crashes or breaks or needs an update. I just want to play something. Like, you could add DLC to add more customization parts. I wouldn't say lock, like just aesthetic stuff. Don't lock scripting behind DLC. That's dumb. DLC for the game could be like $15. You want your Dark Empire DLC, where you want to actually play the story of Dark Empire. Guess what? All you have to do is release it for $15 to $20. People will buy it. You get new customization pieces and all that jazz. You would sell like hotcakes. Here's the Jedi Outcast DLC, the Jedi Academy DLC, blah, 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 blah. Anything, any part of the Star Wars universe you could put in this game, or fans could make in this game. Just give us the keys. Stop constantly, add customization. Don't monetize customization pieces or characters for Lego Star Wars. Yes, DLC could add some, but as long as they're coupled with a story pack then I'm okay with it, like a full-fledged thing. But do not monetize characters. That's stupid. Give us a robust character customizer. Like every character's piece. Like I want a lot of characters in this game. I want EU characters. I want movie characters. I want TV show characters. Do that stuff. Like have a lot of characters. If you can't make DLC for them, that's okay. Players can make their own levels. If you just want to make base game levels and then be done with it, that's cool. Just give us the keys. Okay? That's all I'm asking for. Just give us the keys to the kingdom. Let us make Lego Star Wars levels. Okay? That's it. Let us make it have a nice, robust system, build off of the complete saga. You know, if you see something cool in in a lot of Lego Star Wars games, adapt that, okay? That's all I'm asking for. I don't think the hub needs to be that big. People like small hubs. They don't care. Like, you don't have to add outer space like Lego Star Wars 3. You don't have to add open worlds. Let the game be linear. The reason why the Skywalker Saga failed, obviously Steam reviews are going to be positive, but they're positive about everything. The reason why it wasn't as big a thing is because you did nothing with the game. You didn't even make DLC for the game. Like, why is there no DLC? Actual levels to play, like extra levels, extra content. Why is there not extra content? Give us a level editor. Seriously. More developers need to do that. Okay? That's all you have to do. Give us a level editor. Give it to us. Allow us to make these things that we want to make. Allow us to make these things we want to see in Star Wars. And then, you know, do some crazy Lego games. Like, I'd be cool with a Lego Arkham Asylum game that adapts the events of Arkham Asylum. Like, you could do so many things. But I'm just saying, Lego Star Wars there needs to be more to it. It can't just be a game where you play those dev-made levels and you do all that basic Lego stuff. I want more. Basically what you're saying, if actual Legos worked like the Lego games, it would basically be like this. You can only build the sets, and that's it. That's essentially all it would be. You could build the sets and experience the pre-made sets. Like, you couldn't build your own stuff. And I'm like, that's not really, like that's how boring it would be. I'm not saying Lego Star Wars was boring, but creativity counts, okay? And then maybe you can take that creativity and throw it into the other games later down the line. They can take a note from this fictional Traveler's Tales situation that is all in my head and I wish would happen. I just wish they'd do it, okay? Just do it, guys. Come on. Make the game we want. People have been asking for all this stuff for a long time. Redeem yourself from the Skywalker Saga. Come on, guys. You can make something better than that. You can make a better game than that. You can please fans. Star Wars was good when it was about video games, TV shows, and comics. Not about movies and I mean animated shows. Animated TV shows, not live action. So comics, live action TV shows, and video games. That was the best era for Star Wars. Stop trying to make live action stuff, okay? It's over. It's done. The 6 episodes are good enough. If you screw up on an animated thing, you can just cancel the season. If you screw up on a live action thing, that hurts the brand as a whole. So give us video games. Don't just do Fallen Order and all this stuff. Like, make more KOTORs. Make more Jedi Knights. Continue. Make remakes of those. I'm just saying. There is so much you can do with this franchise. Come on, Disney. Come on. You bought this for billions of dollars. Traveler's Tales, come on. You bought the license for this, to make these games. Why are you having such a hard time making this? Like, where's the passion, guys? Come on. It's not that hard. You have so much resources. Like, the technology is so much better. I understand back then they probably couldn't do a level editor. But, like, it's 2025, okay? Let's move beyond the restrictions of games from back in the day and start, like, just let us players do what we want. Seriously, let us make what we want. It's a freaking Lego game. It's about creativity. And you limiting us just doesn't... It's not interesting to me. I think it's... I don't really care, to be honest. I don't like it. I don't like it when things are limited in a modern game. Hard to believe the Skywalker Saga was 3 years ago, but it's sad. It breaks my heart to see that game... It could have been so much better. Like, it has its moments, okay? It has its moments. But it doesn't hit the same, man. And it needed to be better. It needed to actually be better. It couldn't just be all, smoke and mirrors, graphics, and all that jazz. Come on, guys. You can do it. You own this brand. You made so much money off of it. Make a good game for us. Go back to Star Wars. That's what people want. We don't want another Harry Potter game. Lego Harry Potter was good as it was. Maybe you could make another one and add Fantastic Beasts, which no one liked. But focus on Star Wars. That's what made you popular. Okay? Don't do the other brands until you get this one right. That's all I'm going to say. God bless, folks. Jesus is king. Quite literally. And stay frosty. And see you. Not next month, though. I'm going to try to get these out more frequently.